Hello folks, this is video number 3. Congratulations, you've actually making it with me. I love the fact that you made it to video number 3. Now let's talk some more about loneliness. My last video I ended with loneliness creates hyper independence. Can you go days without talking to anybody? Just days of just being at home and hanging out with yourself and really liking it. You know, you fix things by yourself. You don't really ask people for help. Hyper independence. Not that that's bad. I'm not going to tell you that that's bad to be hyper independent, but just know if you have it or not. And then the next thing is, I think when people feel alone, it's really a trust issue. Like you can't trust other, or maybe you've been hurt or betrayed. You know, it's like usually people who have this something, they have a story. They do have a story. When you're asked for money all the time and it's not reciprocated, the person that asked you for all the things doesn't do a darn thing for you, kind of makes people get distant and push away. Loneliness is sometimes a reason why people shame themselves for being lonely, for feeling lonely. And then you shame yourself, and then all of a sudden you think you're the problem. And you have to kind of like dig deep and find out if you kind of feel numb, you know, like numb because there's a lot of things that don't have any closure. And it's keeping you from chaotic relationships, which kind of sounds like that's a smart move if it's a chaotic relationship. But even chaotic relationships need to have closure. And if the closure is, I'm not comfortable in this relationship, then that's okay. But if it's a chaotic relationship that you're not quite given up on, then that sounds like to me that a good conversation over a cup of coffee might be something that can help that. But I think that one of the most useful awarenesses is to stop pretending that you're fine. I think I see it mostly in holidays. Birthdays and Christmas or Thanksgiving are the ones that get people the most. That's when the lonely ones really feel lonely because the holidays come and go and they're still sitting in the living room by themselves. So you have to admit that you don't like it. And to not be lonely doesn't require being social all the time, just onto the level that makes you still okay. So, having an honest conversation with another person is really helpful. Self-care is very helpful. Self-care could be going to the gym. It could be sitting in a jacuzzi. It could be reading one of your favorite books. It could be walking. You know, it's just doing something for yourself that you know that you're doing self-care. And you're not going to like this one. But if you can do an act of vulnerability, What does that mean? An act of vulnerability is kind of getting out of your comfort zone and doing something anyway. It might be as easy as you going to the movie theater or you taking yourself out to get something to eat at a restaurant that you like. It's just knocking on somebody's door that you haven't seen for a while, or getting on your phone and texting a cool little message to someone that you haven't chatted to for a while. And if you don't know who those people are, do you have a Facebook? Do you have people on your Facebook? Do you have people on your Facebook that you know, that you went to school with, that you went to church with, that you golfed with, played football with when you were a kid? Someone that you can just say, hey, reaching out, thinking about you, what's been going on. That's a good way to start. One act of being vulnerable goes a long ways. So, loneliness is a signal. It's a signal that something happened that maybe you didn't talk about, or maybe that you did, but you just got super tired, super sick of being betrayed or taken advantage of. It is a call to get to the core to yourself, to start deep thinking and maybe kind of refurbishing your ideas about who you are with the people that you know and that you love. Loneliness is absolutely a place within yourself that gets rebuilt. You become, I think, more confident and self-assured in who you are and comfortable in your own skin. But you can't necessarily always be in your own skin, because human beings are social people. And that's where we go back to vulnerability. Can you get to that point of being vulnerable and going outside of that comfort zone that you're so comfortable in? So, integration is always the answer. How can you do something and actually enjoy it? How can you reach out and start a conversation that's meaningful? You don't have to do it every day. You don't even have to do it every week. But getting out of that comfort zone is important. I hope this is helpful. And if you made it all the way through to this video, congratulations. I'm very proud. And ciao for now. Follow me. There will be more, I promise.